Over the past few weeks, there's been a lot of chatter about Jay-Z, and some of it circles back to the mysterious death of Cathy White. Rumors suggest that people may have found a crucial piece of information regarding her case, and it allegedly involves Claudia Jordan. The speculation is that Jay-Z may have paid Claudia to lie about what happened to Cathy, which is why she publicly denied any claims that he had a role in Cathy's death. Some say Claudia might even be trying to leverage this knowledge for more money or influence, and behind the scenes, she's reportedly hinting at revealing the truth. There are also whispers that her life may have been threatened because of what she knows, though an incident she experienced was publicly explained as a drunken accident. Now, some believe she may finally reveal everything. There have been claims that Kim Porter was aware of the case as well and even documented it in some form, though that remains unconfirmed. With all this, there's hope that the long-standing questions surrounding Cathy White's death could finally be addressed. Back when the rumors started spreading, Claudia received numerous messages urging her to speak up about Cathy. At the time, her responses were clear. She insisted that any stories tying her or Cathy to Jay-Z were false, and that she and Cathy merely happened to run into Jay-Z randomly. She attributed some of the narrative to a reporter trying to damage her reputation because of influence from her ex. Claudia insisted she didn't know Cathy well enough for any of the rumors to hold water, explaining that their encounters with Jay-Z were innocent. She described attending concerts and events, noting that Jay-Z was polite but showed no inappropriate interest. She emphasized that the negative stories were based on a single source and were being repeated and amplified by others, including bloggers who didn't verify the facts. Claudia maintained that while some information about her might be accurate, the claims about her and Cathy regarding Jay-Z were entirely fabricated. Claudia also addressed the origins of the narrative, noting that being seen with celebrities doesn't automatically imply anything suspicious. She said tons of pretty women have been allowed to be at tables with sections of celebrities, with no funny business, just for the look. She was frustrated that the story gained so much traction despite her explanations, and she denied seeing Cathy pregnant or being involved with Jay-Z. Claudia recalled that Cathy had a boyfriend named Malcolm at the time of her death, and this relationship further disproved claims that she had been involved with Jay-Z. Claudia insisted that Cathy never mentioned being involved with Jay-Z, and she described their activities together, like visiting amusement parks, as incompatible with someone supposedly pregnant by a superstar. She expressed frustration with the continuous rumor-mongering, pointing out that it likely caused distress for Cathy's family and tarnished her memory. Despite Claudia's insistence that she wasn't particularly close with Cathy, photos of the two together suggested otherwise, leading some to speculate that she was downplaying their relationship due to the circumstances surrounding Cathy's death. Cathy died the same year Beyoncé became pregnant with Blue Ivy, shortly after giving an interview that mentioned Jay-Z. Allegedly, Jay-Z had been involved with Cathy for a long time, predating his marriage to Beyoncé, which fueled speculation about motive. Cathy was reportedly a close friend of Claudia Jordan, who had a reputation for being involved with wealthy men. Cathy herself was said to prefer men with net worths exceeding $50 million, which would make Jay-Z an ideal match in her eyes. The story gained further attention when Cathy and Claudia were reportedly seen at Dow nightclub in Las Vegas with Jay-Z and Diddy, attending a high-profile boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Juan Manuel Marquez. Sources claim Jay-Z purchased expensive Louis Vuitton shoes for Cathy and arranged for her to bring friends, likely to avoid public suspicion about their interactions. During their time in Vegas, Jay-Z also reportedly took another friend, Corey, gambling at the Bellagio, again requesting the presence of others to deflect attention. Soon after these events, Cathy tragically passed away. Rumors suggest that prior to her death, Cathy had been contacted by a major tabloid investigating her alleged connection to Jay-Z. She apparently shared limited details, but indicated she might go public with the story for compensation. The reporter, Liz Crokin, who was working as a senior editor for Star magazine, corroborated that Cathy initially denied any affair but changed her stance after photos emerged showing her with Jay-Z and Diddy. Cathy's death occurred about 48 hours after the announcement of Beyoncé's pregnancy, and the official cause was listed as a brain aneurysm. Liz attempted to follow up with Cathy to get more details, but was informed by colleagues that Cathy had passed away. Liz believed Cathy may have been silenced due to her knowledge of an alleged affair with one of the most powerful figures in the music industry. Liz recalled that Cathy appeared to be a healthy young woman with no known medical issues, making her sudden death shocking. The lack of clear information surrounding her passing, coupled with the timing and her potential to go public, has fueled speculation that Jay-Z may have had a hand in preventing her from speaking out. Some sources even allege that he had influence over law enforcement and coroners, suggesting that her death could have been misclassified intentionally. The official narrative was that Cathy died at Beth Israel Hospital in Manhattan after being taken from her apartment following a 911 call. Authorities conducted an autopsy and toxicology report, but the findings were never fully disclosed, leading to speculation that someone may have tampered with the process to ensure the cause of death appeared natural. Observers noted that the detective handling the case initially said it was too early to determine the cause of death, but a toxicology report, which should have clarified matters, was never made public. This has only deepened suspicions that the affair and Cathy's death were intentionally obscured. Amid all this, Claudia Jordan has emerged as a key figure who may have answers. A blind item on Crazy Days and Nights suggested that Claudia, as a host, model, and actress, had been aware of the events surrounding her friend's death and may have knowledge about whether Jay-Z played a role. The blind item speculated that Claudia had been paid by Jay-Z to deny any wrongdoing, as evidenced by her repeated attempts to publicly refute the claims. Claudia recounted spending time with Cathy and other friends over several months, attending various outings and parties. She explained that as stories began circulating about her, Cathy, and Jay-Z, she distanced herself and removed herself from social media to avoid contributing to the rumors. Claudia emphasized that she had no intention of participating in or perpetuating false narratives, but she understood that Cathy valued privacy as well. There have been further claims that Claudia was at Cathy's apartment shortly after the 911 call, allegedly helping with the situation, which fueled additional speculation when photos of Claudia with Diddy surfaced. These details have led some to question Claudia's public denials and to suspect that she may have been incentivized to protect Jay-Z's reputation. Some people now believe that Claudia could provide insight into Cathy's autopsy results, which were never released, potentially shedding light on the truth behind her death. While motives for Claudia coming forward could include financial gain, there's a possibility that she may simply want to reveal what really happened. Rumors persist that Kim Porter was also aware of the events, but her perspective remains unknown. For now, much of the public is left waiting to see if Claudia will finally speak openly and clarify the circumstances surrounding Cathy White's untimely death and the alleged involvement of one of the world's most influential rappers. In retrospect, the entire situation paints a convoluted picture. Cathy White was a young woman with clear preferences for wealthy men, and her friendship with Claudia Jordan placed her in circles involving high-profile figures like Jay-Z and Diddy. While Claudia has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing and downplayed her closeness with Cathy, photographic evidence and witness accounts suggest their relationship may have been more significant than stated publicly. Cathy's sudden death shortly after becoming a subject of tabloid scrutiny, combined with the timing of Beyoncé's pregnancy, has fueled endless speculation about motive and cover-up. Journalists like Liz Crokin have voiced concerns about how conveniently the story unfolded, particularly noting that Cathy may have been preparing to speak publicly about an affair with Jay-Z. The lack of transparency regarding autopsy reports and toxicology findings has only intensified suspicions. Some believe that Claudia's statements were influenced by financial arrangements with Jay-Z, while others argue she was simply trying to protect herself and maintain privacy. Regardless, her potential to provide clarity has become a central focus. If Claudia chooses to reveal what she knows, it could answer long-standing questions about Cathy White's death and either confirm or debunk decades of speculation. Until then, the narrative remains tangled in rumors, blind items, and incomplete reports. Cathy's family and friends continue to grapple with the ongoing intrigue, as the public watches and waits to see if one of the key figures connected to the case will finally reveal the truth. The story underscores how celebrity, wealth, and power can complicate investigations, influence narratives, and leave unanswered questions hanging for years, keeping people invested and suspicious even long after the events themselves occurred.